Jim Ratcliffe said to us the other day that Dave Brailsford, the people making decisions at the club will settle on a style and the coach will play that style. Are you aligned with that? Are you comfortable with that, given that you've had your own style?
No. When I came in, I got the direction. It's normal that the club dictates the style. So you have to get agreement about this, and that is how I work now. So we want to play, and that was given for by the leaders of this club. They want to play proactive, dynamic, attacking football, and that is, I think, during my time here, we always try to do.
And just with the intention to bring Dan Ashworth in, you said at Ajax that you have to have control with recruitment. Will you still want that control working with possibly Dan Ashworth, Dave Brailsford in this new structure?
Yes, I'm sure. It's control. And I have had the talks with them about it, and they will not bring in players who the manager doesn't want, because it will not work. And we will work there together with suggestions and bringing players in and discussing. And then it's about picking the right players. It's about cooperation and it's about togetherness. And that is the way they want to work.
With Rasmus out, you probably have to play Marcus up front, but that means bringing Anthony in. He's been a big money disappointment. Can you rely on him over these next few weeks?
Yes, absolutely. He has to prove a point that he will do, and he has a big potential. He hasn't shown it lately, but I know what his talent is, and it's about to prove his talent, and it's about him, and yeah, he will probably get his opportunities. But yeah, I think that was always the idea. And you have competition, and now he has to show himself on the training pitch, but also others, because we have opportunities there with Diallo returning from an injury. He's doing well in the training. Omar Fosun is doing well. So we have options to fill in those positions, and so it's not said that Marcus Rashford has to play as a centre forward.
Chris.
I think you spoke back in October about the injuries then, about the problems, and looking internally as a club about how you can improve this. Just when things were looking up, it's now you've had some setbacks recently. Is it still a concern? Is what you're going through right now, is it part and parcel of any club, or is there something particular that's not right at this club that's giving you so many injuries?
We have had a look at it, and yeah, it's across the season. And sometimes you are in the season, so there are many factors what's playing an impact on this. Yeah, we have to improve in certain factors, but you see it, and there's also some factors you can't influence. It's out of your power, and like the condensed program, the program of over seasons, where FIFA, UEFA every time putting more games in, and as you see, also many other clubs they have their problems in injury. So we are not the only one. So it's not only a problem for Manchester United.
And in terms of Mount and Martial, how close are they from playing? And is the fact now that you've lost your two main strikers a sign that maybe the squad isn't as strong as you'd like it to be?
When I got the news about Anthony Martial, start of January, so I really tried to get another striker in, because yeah, we are vulnerable there. But FFP was the way, was the thing. We couldn't do it, and so yeah, we worked out other options, how to fill this in and how to deal in the moment Rasmus Højlund wouldn't be available. And yeah, we have options in our squad to fill it in.
Jamie. Just on Rasmus' injury, Rashford's only scored 5 times, I think, for your team this season. Scott McTominay, I know, is getting the odd goal, but is this injury to Rasmus threatening to sort of kill your season, derail it? Because you just can't really score many goals, can you, apart from him recently?
Oh, I think Canacho is scoring a lot of goals.
Is it a lot though? Is it a lot, or is
I
it just
think 7 goals.
Is that a lot?
I think it's a good number. So Ressi is capable, but he scores 5. You say, but he can score, and I think lately in our last games, the front line is absolutely threat, and they score. And is it Rasmus Højlund? Only no. It's Garnacho. It's also Rashford. It's also Scott McTominay. Bruno can score a goal. So I think we have across the team. But what gives me the confidence, where I was in autumn, the front line wasn't scoring. They were not even a threat. And I think in this moment, they are in a very good form, and they are a threat continually. And I'm quite confident that even when Rasmus Højlund is not there, it will go on. We can line up a front line was really strong, and I don't think there's a front line where the opponent thinks that's easy. No, I think they will fear our front line, I'm sure.
I respect that, but you've just lost your main man, so that front line now is kind of severely weakened without Rasmus, surely. I mean, that's obvious, right?
Well, he was lately very important, but main man, I don't see it that way. Because I think, for instance, especially Garnacho is playing very strong in the last games.
James.
Eric, just you said there, obviously you would like to have tried to bring in a striker in January, but FFP restrictions. Why didn't you look to bring in 2 strikers, Rasmus and someone else, in the summer? When you've said, obviously, he's a young striker, you've said, obviously, managing the intensity of the Premier League is big. Obviously, you had Anthony Martial, but he averages fewer than 17 Premier League starts per season over his 9 years. He simply cannot be relied upon. Do you regret not bringing another striker? And did you feel, why did you gamble on sort of one individual then?
You are a football manager, but it's easy. When you money, FFP.
But I'm saying you've got a surfeit you've got a number of midfielders. You obviously elected to spend 60 million, say, on Mason Mount. You were extremely short in the centre forward area, and you were much less short in the midfield area. And sometimes there are obviously very, very hard decisions to obviously make. I'm just interested in understanding why you felt it was a gamble worth taking to leave yourself potentially so short in the centre forward area.
If that was that easy, I already said the money. So first of all, the striker options are most difficult to fill this in, and especially on our level. And then we had 2 strikers. Even I get that from Martial, but he has done for us last season. He has done great things. So he's also on high payment in this club. And so when you bring another one in, you strike him out, and so that all arguments not to do it. And then we have Marcus Rashford as also a player who can play very good from position. So we had 3 strikers in our squad to fill in.
You can't make a decision based on indulging Anthony Martial just because he's a high earner. I mean, he's simply unreliable in terms of the number of games he starts and plays for the football club. And you went into a season with a 20-year-old striker who had never played in the Premier League before, who's done really, really well in difficult circumstances and has got a very, very bright future. But any issue to him leaves you chronically short in the centre-forward area. And I know there's a finite amount of money, you don't have loads, but sometimes you have to make really hard decisions. And there was always that risk. I mean, obviously he's missing for 2 or 3 weeks now. What happens if it had been a Martinez situation with Højlund this season? You would just have no quality centre forward cover there.
Again, I think it's a quite naive thought you bring up when you have.
I'm naive. It's a naive thought.
It's very, very naive. Because when you are in the position, strikers, and they are not cheaper. And when you have 3 strikers in your squad, and you bring a number 4 in, that means the perspective for the others will get short. And so we thought we had our options, but when it develops during the season, across the season, I wanted to bring in a striker in the winter, but it was not possible. And similar was we had our problems with FFP in the summer as well, of course. So if there was an option, I would, of course, we would consider it, but it was not the case to bring. We were happy to bring Rasmus Holland in, and because if I saw the striker options and the available striker options, there was really a shortage on good options, and so we were very happy to sign Rasmus Holland, and that is a player that to the level of Manchester United.
Did you ever look to sell Martial though? Because he's outstayed his welcome for a number of years, and he always seems to be injured during transfer windows. So was that prohibitive?
Yeah, but I see the performances from last year. We played last year our best football with Anthony Martial as a striker.
But I think he played in 28 out of 62 games.
I think you can't ignore the facts, and I knew that as well. But you do everything to get him fit, to keep him fit. We haven't given the opportunities. He contributes, for instance, he played a good game against Everton. But yeah, it's two less good performances to contribute to our squad, and we should have expect more. That is the truth. But to bring in another striker, that means you rule him totally out, and in the start of the season. So I don't think that's the right decision.
How close did you get in January, or was it ever? Because obviously I know the FFP concerns are there, but I think there was a little bit of room if you really needed to. No discussions at all, or
No.